And with that, the second cipher has been deciphered. That's a tongue twister. And so what did you win? Well, I don't have much, but I can print off a few stickers for you. And I was lucky enough to be able to put 9 images on here. Now the cuts aren't going to be entirely perfect like Redbubble does with their machine, but I think they still came out pretty good. And I even threw an exclusive one, that hand right there. Not allowed to sell that one, or at least I'm scared to sell that one, due to copyright. But I'm not selling it, I'm giving it to you. It's actually the drawing I use for all my thumbnails. If you ever find yourself interested in these stickers, I actually have these on Redbubble. The link is in the description. So we got the base logo, we got the logo with the Mabel hat, we have the zombie logo version, Faraway Birdo, Skeleton Birdo, my last paperclip, the number 4, it's kind of my thing, the hand, and the Eternal Coffee. Just put those off to the side for now, and I will finish packaging that later. And I don't know if you remember this clip. Okay, so we have journal 3, and we have journal 3 spare journal, and then spare journal, and then the spare journal, but I actually had a 5th one for the winner of the cipher. When you weren't looking, I actually got myself a 6th journal. And yeah, it's going to be a very similar prize to the first cipher. And I'm just going to throw in a random doodle in here, and then I'm going to send that with all the stickers. Sending the journal so the stickers actually don't bend. Why just send cardboard? Also, this pen has no ink in it. But luckily, I do have backups here. They did rebrand, so I'm just going to check to make sure that they're the exact same pen. If they're different, we'll figure it out. Take off the little protector here, which never seems to come off. And then comparing the two, they're the same pen. All right, I might have lied a little bit. I didn't actually buy the 6th journal. Wait, does he have 4 fingers or does he have 5? So back in January when my birthday was going on, because we do that once a year, my family thought it'd be really funny to get me another one of these journals. So that's where the 6th journal comes from. And I only need one more to make journal 2, so kind of just a spare journal. Well, would you look at that? They're both right. Okay, this is not a joke. This is not a skit. I don't know where my paperclip is. Could have sworn I put it over here, but no. Where is it? Where is? Oh man, and I don't even know where I put the other ones. And it was just right here. Take a look at my hand. What to do? I have an idea. Okay, this sounds really strange, but I'm gonna use one of the forks that I use to stir epoxy. Don't judge. Watch, it's gonna work really well. And in the meantime, I will place an order. So we are, how far are we in this journal? We are just past McGucket's intro, so we should be right here. And then I will check on the side to see if this has any blacklight on it. So just a little minor thing, it is super hot in this room, so I have the fan going, which I know ruins the audio, but it's super hot in here, man. I think it was like 115, 116, and there are just some days where the AC just can't keep up with the heat. And there's not really much we can do to stop the heat. I mean, I could plant a tree in the backyard, but that's gonna take at least like 15 years before it actually shades anything. And that's if it actually catches my house. Because can you imagine that you spend 15 years growing a tree and it's like facing the wrong direction? The shadow, I mean, like it's not on top of the house. My parents are really lucky. They have like this giant oak tree in front of their house, and it shades the majority of their home. It would shade the side that my room was in, so during summer it was always really nice. However, their side of the house was not shaded. Like it would get really warm in that room. And it doesn't help that originally it was a garage that got turned into a room, not by us, but by a different family. And ironically, right now, the way the house is set up, the majority of the heat hits me and T's room, but the kids get a shaded part of the house. Full circle right there, circle of life. Yeah, you see right there, the ink kind of bled through a little bit. I wonder if I can use my pen to hold it in place. Nope, gotta go use the good old fork, which is surprisingly effective. And to patch it up, just gonna use a little bit of I accidentally hit the frame a little bit. But just a few drops, and that's all it really needs. And then we'll just clean up the frame a little bit. See? Just like it never happened. Easy peasy fix. Actually, I don't know why I'm gonna keep that in frame. Should put it over here. My hand is shaking a little bit, so I'm just gonna go eat something real quick. You know, sometimes I tell myself I'll eat afterwards, but then my hand starts shaking and I start messing up the line work, so that's what happens when you don't eat. But, you know, I just ate a quick sandwich and a little bit of a yogurt, so it should be good to go now. A little late this week for posting. I meant to post last week, but I got caught up doing some commission work. Not by choice, mind you. I'm kind of reserved about commission works, where if I can avoid them, I will. But I knew the guy, so why not, you know? It did get a little complicated though. It went from we're making a very small design to borderline hyper realistic. It's not perfect, it's still kind of off, you know, you can still tell it's a drawing, but it's getting kind of close. I'm not gonna lie, it was looking really good. Plus the guy was totally right. First design did not look good. So minus the company name, this is more or less what it looked like. Still have a few more that I got to work on for him, but the other stuff are really simple compared to this one. Possibly in the future, I might get into doing more digital artwork. I'm definitely not the best at it. It does take me a really long time. But ironically, this is actually the second commission I had to do that week. I also knew another guy who wanted a design, but he wanted a more simpler one, a more, I don't know how I would explain it. Kind of like how my logo, where they're just like kind of flat colors with like a hard shadow, more illustrated type of drawing, which is the stuff that I kind of prefer to do. I have practiced more on the realism side for digital and for traditional artwork, but I do still have quite a bit I need to learn from that. And you know, the rule of thumb is always you got to get past your first 100 bad drawings before you get one good one. So I'm probably maybe around 10 like realistic drawings in. So I got about 90 more before I actually hit like a good stride. I was thinking about doing pickles drawing actually. I even have a whole setup here. I have like the easel set up with just a printed out image of pickles. And I'm kind of going back and forth if I should do more of a stylistic type of drawing or a realistic one. I've never tried doing that in real life, like all the fur and stuff. But I can imagine if you use like a fan brush, you could probably get really nice fur. There's just so many things I want to work on. And like, I'm really excited for like, I don't know, the future. Like, I just love to see like my future gallery. I tried putting down some guidelines and honestly, it's not working out. So I'm just gonna go for it and hope for the best. Like, can you imagine at like a 90-year-old Berto's gallery, just looking at all the things that I've made in my life? If I'm lucky, I'll be able to be like 90 years old making artwork. Probably. Might have a robot hand by then. That'd be kind of cool.